Manifolds in, spark plugs in, passenger manifold, wire harness, everything's peeled back. Just got to clip these, and then I'm gonna secure this further away. Everything's heat wrapped. I'm getting ready to throw a turbo on this son of a gun. Then all I got to do is bolt the crossover, put the downpipe in, vacuum lines, and then feed and return injectors, and get my boost gauge reference line tied into the vacuum block, and then my boost reference for the fuel pump relay. And then neaten all this up and clean up, hook the battery up, and fire it up. So that's where I'm at. Getting ready to bolt the turbo on now after I secure this over here further so it's not sitting so close, and then I'm gonna clip these off the heat wrap. Fucking A. All right, got downpipe in. Gonna have to take the crossover and get some welding done. Then I'll do cold side tomorrow. Hopefully get the crossover in Tuesday, and then do my wastegate. Then it's just injectors, boost reference, and cold side piping. I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything. I'm gonna put my turbo blanket on, and then feed, and then oil drain. So, hell yeah, I'm stoked to the max about this. All right, so this is where I'm at. I wanted to, well, I'm about to do my injectors, but I wanted to go over a couple things like that I thought was gonna be more difficult than it was. So I was kind of wondering like about the O2 sensors, like, because I've got to put one in the manifold, and then I've also got to put my mass airflow sensor over here. So this actually clips back, it runs behind there, and then it runs down the manifold. So your O2 sensor that you would use for this bank, you literally just pull that up, and then so it extends this harness, and I didn't have to cut or like do anything. So I'm gonna tuck this away all nice and neatly when it's all said and done, but I just wanted to point that out, that it literally is just clips. They hold in like on places like that right there, and then it just runs down the firewall down the frame, and those are your O2 sensor plugs. So that, I thought that was pretty nice and neat. Just wanted to mention that, but gonna do the injectors real quick. This ought to be pretty simple. I've done it enough times. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and knock those out, and I'll show you anything that comes up along the way. It's real simple. You got 2 bolts on this side mounting it to the intake. Then I like to move this, and then I take that off right there, and it's all 10 mil. And then just get them all out of the way, and then just lift the fuel rail up. I'm not even gonna take the damn fuel rail out of the truck because of my stuff with the fuel line over there. It'd just be easier just to lift it up. So if I run into anything I think is worth mentioning, I'll definitely record that. All right, so I lied. Well, let me get to where you can see one. Whatever. The bolts that this guy right here that holds down the fuel rail, there's 2 of them on each side of the intake. I lied, I said they're 10, they're 8mm. But I just wanted to do a quick video on what I'm doing. So I got the rail lifted up. As you can see, 2 injectors in back there. And if you see the hole where the injector goes, you got the rail lifted up. Sorry, this is tough to film while holding the camera. I'm gonna switch hands here. All right, so see that hole? Boom, injector's in. And then when I'm done, just sit the rail back down on top of it. So that last hole, boom. And now I've already done the other side. So now, literally just line the rail up with them. Be easy, you don't want to fuck any of your O-rings up. And then bolting everything down, and then, you know, neaten your wiring back up. All right, so here's where I'm at. Getting ready to wipe it down. I used these 3 bits to get it going, then my 23 30-second bit to finish it off. Then I'm gonna be using this tap to tap the hole to put this fitting in. So I'll touch base. Easy peasy. I'm pretty stoked, and I just need to drain the oil. All right, so cold side is done, minus that clamp. Goes into there. Mass airflow. We get that on. Just small things now. So yeah, I'm stoked. I can't wait. I'll keep you updated as soon as I get more. Just got to hook vacuum lines up, hook my 202 sensors up, hook my battery back up, clamp, turbo blanket, clamp, flash tune. That's it. Moves. Doing some data logging. She's loud. I'm getting my exhaust done tomorrow, so that'll be nice. But all is well in the world. If I can get this full. Cruising 70 mile an hour, 1800 RPM, out of boost, getting 11 miles per gallon. Let's see, trans temp is at 140. Definitely got some tuning to do, but some of that red is for my deceleration fuel cutoff filter isn't in there. So, but yeah, I mean, I went up a daggone bridge, pretty good grade, didn't downshift, nothing. All I heard was, I mean, this is insane. So tuning is almost done. I had to make some changes to this. I had a silicone 90 that was right here, and I'd get about 4100 RPM, and it would act like there was a speed limiter. Well, come to find out, that was sucking flat. I mean, it was completely shutting my airflow off. Still need to do something about the coolant overflow tank. Right now, I am going to kind of clean up the engine bay, and going to mark this where the boost reference comes from. I don't really like the battery cable. going to the alternator. So I'm going to kind of figure out something to do with this, and then I'm going to tuck my boost lines back behind the intake, and then I'm going to cut the intake cover so I can sit that on there and just, you know, make it look more factory. So I'm going to get started on that and kind of document some of the way through it. All right, so here's the final intake setup. So with the hard elbow, I had an issue with the fans hitting it, and my main issue was this was completely collapsing. So what I did was I ordered me a piece of 4-inch straight pipe right here, to go further into here, which would then also allow this to go into here more. Got everything clamped up. Went on a log today, data logged it. I'm not losing any grams per second of airflow with this setup than I was with the hard 90 under full throttle. So that's staying. I got the cover on, so the stain looks factory. So stoked about that. Coolant reservoir will be here tomorrow. May get it in, may not. I don't know. It's not really the end of the world. Let's see. So right there, I can't remember if I covered it in a video, but there's a, right here, going to my vacuum block. There's a spare port on the truck intakes. All you do is just, like those old juice bottles, you just clip it off. And then I got 3/8 hose on there. Actually, no, that's 1/4 inch. Yeah, 1/4 inch. So I got all my vacuum lines, or excuse me, boost lines. I don't like to say vacuum because it's not vacuum, it's boost. I'm gonna neaten that one up. I don't really like that. That's for the boost gauge. And everything's tucked back there nice and neatly. So far, no issues heating. Let me go underneath the truck. All right, so we're gonna talk about this real quick. That was the original wastegate flange. So I cut it off and then had them weld it here, which was, it would not fit because of my torsion bar here. So then I had it moved to there, and then wastegate goes into my exhaust. So, and I haven't had any issues with that. And I will go over my oil feed. Okay, so my oil feed is right here. It goes down there. It's kind of hard to see. Where are you at, you punk? Sorry. All right, so right here, maybe I can get it from underneath the truck. Stand by. All right, so yeah, that's it right there. Okay, all right, I'll show you what that is. This is the Old Valley plug that's on the driver's side, right at the front of the block underneath the head. This is what I took out. It's an 8mm Allen key, and you just take this out, and ICT billet makes a piece that just screws right, threads right in there with a 4AN fitting on it, and you just take that out, put the ICT billet piece in, and put your 90 on, and then put your 4AN hose onto that. So that's how I did my feed. So couple things I want to finish off this video with. I'm not done tuning it. It's still a little pre-rich. VE airflow, dynamic airflow, and MAF. They're right there along with each other, but under full throttle, I get pretty rich. So still dialing in some things. Like I said, I still need to put the coolant tank in, and I'm going to update all that, and I'm going to keep updating, you know, especially once the tuning is done. Sorry about saying I said it earlier in the video. I say too much, and I don't know what it is about a camera in front of my face that makes me say it. I don't know if it's it's like a nervous quirk or what. But I hope this video wasn't too long-winded. Hope you get a lot from it. If you don't, please message me or comment asking all the questions you want, because that is what I want to do. I want to help people figure out how to do this, because I had to do it on my own. There's very few boosted L96 with the E78 ECM out there. I've even seen where people have gone and put a boost power adder on one of these things and had such an issue tuning it, or such an issue figuring something out, that they took it off. That's a lot of money to spend to just then throw it away. Now you have to try and resell it. It's not like you can send that bitch back. So here we are, you know, got a big old pile of bird shit on the window. Ain't that nice? And and I don't know why, but I feel like my windshield doesn't look as dark as it did when I first got it done. So maybe go darker, or may I just get some more tint put on the back glass to make it a little darker. So sorry, side note. But yeah, hope this helps. Like I said, I'm going to keep videoing, going to keep updating anytime I make a change, or anytime I run across something that, like, I think could be good information to add. Like, oh, by the way, I ran into this issue, here's what I did to fix it. I think that's pretty much going to cover it for this one. So I'll keep posting when I have updates. Thank you. One last thing, in case any of my buddies watch this video and see that I said at the very end there that I did it all on my own, I don't want them thinking that nobody helped me, because I can tell you I have blown some ears up, some inboxes on Facebook Messenger, and had lots of questions answered, lots of guidance given. So I want to give anybody who's taken the time out of their life to answer any of my questions, because I have certainly asked some. I want to say thank you to them too. So if y'all see this, y'all the real ones. Appreciate you. Appreciate anybody who's helped me with any of this. And I look forward to helping anyone who has any questions or needs any help. So that's the end this time.